Bill Alfonso. I said that he was going to be the next one in the flowers giving. He deserves his flowers. Bill Alfonso, man, there's a lot of stuff I had to look up because the first introduction for Bill Alfonso for me, which are kind of a few people probably can relate, was ECW. But I had to go do some research and figure out that Bill Alfonso been around for a while. He been around. He's been everywhere too. I did not know he was in WWE at the time, WWF. I did not know he was in WCW. I did not know he was in NWA. He was a referee in these places. He wasn't a manager in these places. In WWE, WCW, and NWA. He's been around some iconic figures. Ric Flair, I believe. He was a regular referee, so Bruiser Brody and Lex Luger and Ric Flairs and Andre the Giants, and so he's been around the block. He's seen generations change, So a good traveling journey, man. But of course, his claim to fame and his biggest break was ECW. And that was my first introduction to Bill Alfonso. But he was a referee at ECW. See, I remember when I first seen it was with Robert Evans Sabu as a manager, but had to do some more research. Although, I knew that because the ECW rise and fall tell you all that. So he was a referee for a while, but he was like a bad referee. The G is the ECW making anything a story. He was a bad referee that annoyed the fans by enforcing rules when ECW had no rules, right? So he would over-enforce. He was over, authority and all that. He was power hungry, going power trips, being an official. And Ty Gordon basically called him out, the commissioner at that time, and the founder of ECW. Had a storyline with him. They had a match and all the other shit. So to override and overrule him not being a referee no more. But then that's when his manager roles became in. He was a manager to Taz first, the Human Suplex Machine Taz. Team Taz, He used to dress up like a coach and shit, the hat, and he had the whistle like P.D. Pablo. If you don't get the references, okay. He used to blow the whistle and shit. And that was like his signature, blowing the whistle, annoying the fuck out of you. He talk about getting heat. You know what I mean? Bill Alfonso knew how to get some heat. And then somewhere down the line during Taz and Sabu feud, he turned on Taz for Sabu. And the rest is history, really, with that, with Sabu and Taz, because he managed them until ECW closed. But what made, not only, first of all, he's the first manager that I'm putting in the flower giving episodes. He's the first one. First manager. Might not be the last, but he's the first one. Because I feel like he get no credit for his contributions. He really don't get no credit how long he's been around. I think he debuted in like 79 or 80. So this dude been around the block. You know what I mean? And he don't get no credit. He really don't. But back to ECW though. Bill Alfonso was very unique. He had like regular manager type of like things that, regular managers do. They interfere, they hype man, whatever the case. But like Bill Alfonso took it to different levels, especially with Sabu Rotterdam, because he inserted himself into the matches, which was very unique in a different way. He didn't just take bumps to become a heat seeker, meaning like, Jimmy Hart would talk shit and get on the apron, try to distract the referee, and then finally the good guy get tired. They catch him, they probably smack him off the apron or whatever shit, or put him in the ring, kick his ass a little bit. The regular typical heel manager. But Bill Alfonso had like a different type of approach to that. Like he did that too, but he made himself a part of the moves. Meaning, like, example, he would hold a chair in front of Robin Dan's opponent so Robin Dan can kick do the Van Daminator off anywhere. He would throw the chair to Robin Dan wherever Robin Dan was about to do. He would throw the chair to complete Robin Dan's move. He would set up the chair for Sabu, set up the table for Sabu. Like, Managers did, some of that, but not like Bill Alfonso, bro. He became a part of the match, aka basically he became a part of the punchline. And then you talk about a hype man, yeah, daddy, and all the other shit. You know what I'm saying? So, dude, Bill Alfonso was very unique, very dope. Like he was fire, man. Bill Alfonso definitely deserved way more credit. That'd be dope if he's on a video game as a manager and he could blow the whistle like Petey Pablo. That'd be dope as fuck. But yeah, man, like Bill Alfonso, man, I don't know if he'll ever get in the Hall of Fame. He was inducted in the 2005 Hardcore Hall of Fame, though. And I forgot he was in TNA for the Hardcore reunion. Yep, that's right. I do remember that. I think it was Rob and Sabu's last match I think they ever had. That was 2010. Rest in peace, Sabu. Sabu was bald at this time. So he's really been everywhere but AEW. Hell, he's still a manager to this day at MLW. So that says a lot about his work ethic. He's been literally everywhere besides AEW. That would have been fire if he would have showed up with Robert Down when Robert Down did show up in AEW. As I think about it, Robert Down did show up at AEW, so that would have been dope if they had Bill Alfonso show up with him a couple times. It could probably still happen. Robert Down could do whatever you want, so you never really know. But Bill Alfonso, man, he I think he deserves a spot in the Hall of Fame one day. He might not ever get it, but I feel it's disrespectful if he don't, because if Donald Trump and Mike Tyson, and I think Snoop Dogg could be, and Drew Carey, people that never did shit in wrestling besides cameos and like moments, if they could be in the Hall of Fame, I think anybody that actually was in the wrestling business should be in the Hall of Fame. But I see why, rest in peace, Sabu never looked at the WWE Hall of Fame as serious, because when you look at that, how can you take it serious? You know what I mean? So it don't matter if he don't. I'm giving him flowers. Yeah, I'm a small channel, but I'm going to give him his flowers. And Bill Alfonso, thank you for your contributions for the wrestling world, for entertaining a lot of people. And he gets no credit. When you think of managers, he's never a person you think of. Kind of a travesty in a way. But, I mean, it kind of shows you when greatness get ignored sometimes. It just do. Greatness gets ignored, and sometimes greatness will never get his credit. And Bill Alfonso was definitely dope as fuck. A very unique figure to his wrestlers. The over loyalty he had for his wrestlers. Like I said, he wasn't just a heat seeker and a bump taker. He inserted himself into the art that was taking place in the ring. Not just regular interference. Remember, ECW didn't have no rules, so it wasn't interference. He just basically helped put more painting on the platform, on the canvas. That's all he really did. He just became a part of it. He became a part of the weapons that Sabu and Robert Down used in their matches by inserting himself. Sometimes I think I even seen him get down on his knees for Sabu to do the air Sabu, I think one time. I wouldn't be shocked if he did. You know, that's how loyal he was to his wrestlers, though. But Bill Alfonso, man, he deserves his flowers, and he's getting them today. What are y'all thoughts on Bill Alfonso? If you do know him, you know, if you've seen him in ECW, whatever the case may be, that's where he got his big break at anyway. So what are y'all thoughts on Bill Alfonso and all that good shit? You know, some of y'all good memories, comment below if you know anything about Bill Alfonso. But thank you, Bill Alfonso. You deserve your flowers. Like, share, subscribe, dislike, all of the good shit. He is the first manager, so this is basically the manager edition, y'all. But like, share, subscribe, dislike, all the good shit. We are out.